Hey, hey, welcome in. Welcome in. Today is April 18th, 2025. It is currently 1:21 p.m. and I am looking for some music to put on. Bear with me. Here we go. Well, this commercial's got to pass, but here we go. Today we're talking about the soul and consciousness. Ascending into my greatest versions, places where limits can't stand. Ascending into my greatest versions. Three, three, three. I feel the oneness all around me. I feel the rumbling all in my cheek. I feel the warmth that's coming from the solar plexus. I feel the oneness all around me. I feel the rumbling all in my cheek. I feel the warmth that's coming from the solar plexus. Rising in truth and power. Rising in truth and power. Rising in truth and power. Rising in my truth. I'm a portal for magic forces, love vibrations flowing through my soul. I'm a portal for magic forces, love vibrations flowing through my soul. Spinning out of control as the currents unfold. I know I gotta let go. Yeah. Spinning out of control as the currents unfold. I know my spirit don't go. Yeah, I am ascending into my greatest versions, places where limits can't stand. Ascending into my greatest versions. Three. Dragon's blood on my hands, demons land. Cali my off with their hands. Get these snakes off of my land. Reptilian, amphibian. Through they dirt all in the water. We gon' build a million altars. Wash away all that they talk. Cast spell to them ancestors on them. As we rise into a new nation and thriving at love vibration. Goodbye to world domination. Yeah. Fly through the portal to new planets. Star seeds understand the planet. They gon' take over. All right. Welcome in, everybody. I love it. It's just what I needed for this moment. So we are working out of my first ebook, My Spiritual Awakening Guide, and we're going to come from chapter 2, The Nature of the Soul and Consciousness. If you would like a copy of the ebook, it is only $22.22. My Cash App is in the community section, and I will email it to you immediately. All right, so we are going to jump in. It's 200 plus pages, and it is unlike any book that you've ever experienced. Yes, baby, this is an experience. The new ebook or the first ebook is an experience because it's going to take you into deeper realms of yourself. This is a metaphysical understanding of who you are and how to access different parts of your being. All right. So we're going to start with the introduction. The nature of the soul and consciousness has been a subject of philosophical, spiritual, and scientific inquiry for millennia. This chapter is going to explore the essence of the soul, its relationship with consciousness, and how different traditions, disciplines, and perspectives define these fundamental aspects of existence. We're going to examine the modern scientific theories and the intersection of metaphysics with contemporary research. Let's go. Defining the soul. This is the concept of the soul that varies across culture and belief systems. It's generally regarded as an immaterial, eternal essence that represents an individual's true self. Here are some key perspectives. This is a religious viewpoint. In Christianity, the soul is considered immortal and accountable for one's actions in lifetime, determining its fate in the afterlife. Did y'all hear that? Let me repeat that. This is from a Christian perspective. We're going to look at the nature of the soul and consciousness from different religious perspectives. In Christianity, the soul is considered immortal and accountable for one's actions in life, which will determine its fate in the afterlife. I'm gonna keep going now. I know it's getting good already. In Hinduism and Buddhism, they perceive the soul as Atman, as part of a larger universal consciousness, which is the Brahman, and subject to the cycle of reincarnation, samsara, until enlightenment is achieved. So, Hinduism and Buddhism perceive the soul as a universal consciousness, and it is subject to continue to reincarnate until enlightenment is achieved. What is enlightenment? Let's look it up. Enlightenment. Welcome in, beautiful ones. We're talking about the nature of the soul and consciousness. And we're looking at the soul and the perspective of the consciousness and how they relate to one another through religious viewpoints. So we're looking at right now the Hinduism and Buddhism. They look at it as you continue to reincarnate until you reach enlightenment. And I'm going to look up what enlightenment means right now. Bear with me. Okay, let me do it do it this way. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, enlightenment. You know how things try to give you issues just when you need it to just move fast? Well, that's what's happening over here right now. Okay. Okay. So enlightenment means the action of enlightening the state of heightened enlightenment. Now we need something deeper than that. Let me see. The state of having knowledge or understanding. So it is the state of having knowledge or understanding of the spiritual nature. Okay. So let me keep going. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm not 100% okay with that definition. So I'm going to do some more research and come back with that. Okay. So now Islam views the soul, the Ra, as a divine creation that returns to God after death with moral and spiritual consequences based on one's earthly deeds. Ancient Greece philosophy, particularly in the works of Plato, considers the soul to be the true self, distinct from the perishable body, while Aristotle saw it as the essence of a living being tied to biological functions. Now, those are the religious views of the nature of the soul and consciousness, okay? Or the nature of the soul. Now, consciousness is the core awareness. Consciousness is often defined as the state of being aware of and able to think about one's own existence, emotions, and environment. Unlike the soul, consciousness is often examined through scientific and philosophical lenses. Now, let's look at the philosophical perspectives. We just looked at the religious perspective. Now, let's look at the philosophical perspective of consciousness. Dualism, Descartes. The mind, the soul, and body are separate entities. Consciousness is a property of the immaterial mind, which interacts with the physical brain. Okay. Materialism, this is based on Dennett and Churchland. You can look those names up. They're philosophers. But materialism is consciousness is a product of the brain's physical processes, an emergent property of neural networks. So what they're saying is consciousness is the product of the brain's physical processes, the neural networks. Okay. And panpsychism, this is based on the philosophy of Spinoza and Chalmers. Consciousness is a fundamental feature of the universe, possibly existing in all manner to some degree. And the last one is idealism, based on the philosophy of Berkeley and Kant. The external world itself is a manifestation of consciousness, making it the primary reality rather than a mere byproduct of physical interactions. So we're looking at the nature of the soul and consciousness. We looked at soul based on religion, and now we're looking at consciousness based on different philosophers. And they all are different. Now, the scientific approach to consciousness is neuroscience and the brain. The studies of neural correlates of science consciousness suggest that specific brain regions such as the prefrontal cortex and the thalamus play crucial roles in conscious experience. Y'all stay with me. I know this can get kind of really scientific, but when we allow new concepts to enter our understanding, it's going to open our mind to see things differently. So stick with me. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Neuroscience and the brain, studies of neural correlates of consciousness suggest that specific brain regions, specific areas of the brain, such as the prefrontal cortex and the thalamus, play crucial roles in conscious experiences. So, like I just said, if we are to manipulate or expand our understanding of the world, then we touch different parts of the brain so that it can open up to understanding in different ways. Okay.
That's the neuroscience in the brain. Now, the next one is quantum consciousness. Now, this theory suggests that microtubules in neurons operate at a quantum level, potentially linking consciousness to fundamental aspects of reality. So, in this way, quantum, we know that it deals with this realm, but it also deals in other realms. So, if it deals in another realm, then if we're able to access the part of the brain that will take us into different realms, then we're able to sneak peek into possibly our past and our future. That would explain the inner knowings that we have from our subconscious mind. But when we bring it to our conscious mind, then it becomes a better understanding. We have a better understanding of it. So that's quantum consciousness, that all things exist at the same time. Okay. Now, the next one is integrated information theory, IIT, proposed by Giulio Toni. ITT says that consciousness is a result of complex information integration within a system measured as phi. Phi is the measurement. Remember, I talk about mathematics a lot. Phi is a particular measurement for beauty. Okay. And then the next one and the last one is global workspace theory. This theory suggests that consciousness arises when information is broadcast across different parts of the brain, making it available for processing by multiple systems. So, in the neuroscience in the brain, it speaks of the frontal cortex and the thalamus, which will allow you to have consciousness experiences. But then here in the global workspace theory, it speaks about a broadcast throughout the entire brain to give you a different level and a different understanding of consciousness as we know it. We are only going to experience the reality in which we are able to tap in to different areas of consciousness via the brain, via an expanded understanding of knowledge. My people perish for lack of knowledge. And so I want to bring these things to you so that your brain can start thinking on, well, is it the prefrontal cortex and the thalamus? Does that play a crucial role in conscious experiences? If I manipulate, I hate to use that word, but that's the word that's coming up right now. If I manipulate my prefrontal cortex and the thalamus, am I able to tap into deeper understanding of knowledge so that I can experience life in a grander, deeper, more intimate, more abundant, more fulfilling way? Or does quantum consciousness resonate with me more? That everything is working at the same time in different realms, dimensions, and timelines. And if I have an understanding of quantum consciousness, then I'm able to get a sneak peek into the past, the present, as well as the future, so that I can experience particular experiences that I want to experience, that I need to experience, that I agreed to experience in this timeline, so that when my time in this earth, in this realm is over, that I've completed all my contractual agreements so that I can move to the next level of consciousness. That is important to me. Okay. Hey, hey, confirmation, baby. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. Go ahead, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. So I'm loving this. Let's just jump back in here. Now, the soul and consciousness, intersections and distinctions between the two. While many traditions equate the soul with consciousness, some critical distinctions arise. The soul is often viewed as timeless, spiritual entity, whereas consciousness is commonly studied as a biological or psychological phenomena. You see, the soul is viewed as timeless and spiritual, whereas consciousness is studied as a biological and psychological phenomena. Consciousness is subject to fluctuations during sleep, coma, and meditation. If you're able to get to theta, then theta is a brainwave function. If you're able to get to theta, then you're able to access different realms, dimension, timelines, understandings, while the soul is often considered immutable, spiritual, unmeasurable. Now, the debate continues over whether consciousness is a manifestation of the soul or merely a byproduct of the physical process. Okay? Now, let's talk about the afterlife, reincarnation, and the evolution of consciousness. Many religious, and I'm not going to be on here long, so I'm going to wrap it up real quick, but this is something that I wanted to put out in the ethers. The afterlife, reincarnation, and the evolution of consciousness. Many religious and philosophical traditions suggest that consciousness persists after death, either as the soul's journey into the afterlife or as reincarnation. Here are some key theories to think about. When people have near-death experiences, they report their consciousness still exists beyond clinical death and have fueled debates on the survival of the soul. The question is, people that haven't had near-death experiences, they come back and share what they saw. So that fuels into the debate that the soul continues on after the physical death. Okay, now the next one is reincarnation research. Studies show that researchers such as Ian Stevenson suggest possible past life memories in children, pointing to continuity beyond a single lifetime, right? Reincarnation, and they remember things from past lives. And the third is transhumanist perspective. Some theorists propose digital immortality, where consciousness could be uploaded into a machine, challenging traditional views of the soul. Can I say AI? These are some things that I want you to think about. These are the things I want you to consider as we speak about consciousness, as we speak about the soul, reincarnation, and understanding life as it is. Because the thing about it is, life is not even what we believe it to be. I'm just going to sum this up with the nature of the soul and consciousness remains one of humanity's greatest mysteries. While religious, philosophical, and scientific perspectives offer a variety of explanation, no single theory has yet bridged the gap between the material and the immaterial, the physical and the spiritual. As science advances and the understanding deepens, the exploration of these profound questions will continue to shape our perceptions of existence, identity, and reality itself. And what I want to leave you with today is there is such a vast amount of knowledge in the universe that to be stuck where you are is only a lack of knowledge. Wherever you are at this time that you are challenged with, go study it. Go deep dive into it and understand it from a molecular standpoint so that you can learn how to overcome it, or you can learn how you work this particular aspect of this game. All right, y'all. That was one of the chapters that I love. And at the same time, there are so many mysteries, and I can get lost in it without having some type of conclusion. But again, the purpose of this message today was to spark a different neural frequency within your brain so that you will open your mind to the possibilities of your life. All right. Well, until the next time, namaste.